Hello, hello. How's everybody? Welcome to Friday. Hi, Cindy. Hello. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. It is. Quit rubbing your face on the camera. This cat. Cats are so uncontrollable, aren't they? Although he knows exactly when Friday is. He knows exactly when Friday is. It's the craziest thing. He loves Friday. He loves Friday. Hi, Jean. Hi, Chris and Linda and Candy. And Jude. Hello, Jude. Haven't seen you for a while. Hi, Tori. Hi, Sandy. Okay, and let me just put this out there at the front of the video. I had a comment that somebody didn't like me saying hello to everybody. And you know what? That's going to happen. So if you're here live, you can't do much about it. But if you're watching the recording, first of all, I'm glad you're watching the recording. And you can just fast forward, just scroll through, the little line at the bottom with the little ball. You can just scroll across or use your mouse over. Because that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be not polite. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Tori's ready. She's more than ready for Drama Free Friday. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Kate. I'm glad you're happy to be here. That is wonderful. Let's see. Hi, Gail. Hi, Kimberly. Did I say hello to you? I'll tell you, sometimes the memory, I have so many things going on in my head at any one time. Sometimes the memory is it's the first to get shoved out. You know what I mean? Hi, Jean. So what you're saying is if I say hello 10 times, you say it back to me 10 times. It could happen. It could happen, Cindy. It could happen. Oh, Candy, I'm so glad. Candy says she enjoys Fridays with me. I am so glad. Thank you for saying that. That was really nice. I didn't even have to pay you or anything. The felines, one feline is here, the other feline is laying in the sun, getting his sunstroke on. Chris ordered merch. Oh, cool. I did too. I ordered merch too, and I'm waiting for samples to get here. I ordered a whole bunch of things, so I'm waiting for them all to get here. And they can't come fast enough. Can't come fast enough. Hi, Shu. Good to see you all the way from India. Chris has her alarm set for every Friday. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Quit. He's headbutting me. I don't know if you can see that, but he was headbutting my hand because I wasn't paying attention. I had the audacity to take my hand away. Art with your heart out. That's Kate, right? I think. Oh, Linda's been watching the clock and waiting. Oh, good. Well, then I hope you don't mind if we just here and chat. It's only now 1 o'clock. Hi, Azure Muse. Oh, goodness. Azure Muse, I forgot your name. Hi, Nancy. From Tennessee, first time. Welcome, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. You will be in good company with, Katie. Okay, sorry. I get the Kates and the Katies confused. You will be in good company with several other Nancys. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Patricia. Oh, Clausman's in the house. Is Laura here? Laura, the Jersey Crafter is here. And Marilyn, hello. Hi, Sheila. Happy Friday to you. Yeah. And Race should be showing up here before too long. I'm just having a little Americano I had a lot of stuff to try to wrap my brain around this morning. Hi, Anne. I don't know if I said hello to you or not, but anyway, I'll say it again if I did. Hi, Margaret. Yeah, so we'll find out how successful I was at the brain wrapping. Chance is joining me today. Surprise, surprise. This is Chance down here. And he's here, and he is going to get his 15 minutes of fame every Friday, whether anyone likes it or not. If you're not a cat lover, this is going to drive you crazy. We love cats and dogs here, but the cat is the only one who fits on the table. The dog is too big, although she would probably try to do what I asked her to do, but she's a little big to fit on the table. She's our Muppet. Our Muppet is a combo platter, and she's not a taco short of a combo platter. She is very, very bright, and but she is a combo platter of many things. Hello, Beth. Let's see. Just seeing if I missed anybody. Hi, Lori. And Joni. And Nancy. We got another Nancy in the house. Welcome to all the Nancys. Hi, Carmen. Oh, thank you, Carmen. You're sweet. I will show it to you up close and personal. It fought me every inch of the way. Hi, Nanette. It fought me. Hi, Sherry. Sherry, your CDs went out yesterday, so you should have them probably by Monday. And I forgot who won the other one. Anyway, the other one went out too. Hi, Frederica. Good to see you in the chat. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, it was a little pokey getting the CDs in the mail. So sorry about that. However, in my defense, I rushed around on Wednesday. I rushed around. Man, I was flying. I was like, I got to get these things out of here. Or Tuesday, whatever it was. Must have been Wednesday. I was rushing around here trying to get out the door because I had stuff to mail. I had some packets that had to go in the mail, and I had some, because every time a VIP member either joins the website, joins HowToGetCreative.com, or renews, I always send out a packet of goodies, and I try to make them different from one year to the next. Anyway, I had a couple of those to send out, and so you are slobbering on me, rotten cat. Yes, let's wipe your face. What do you say? You are so happy. You're slobbering. So anyway, I had all this stuff all ready. Oh, all ready. Get in the car. Had a whole bunch of errands to run. So I get in the car. I take off. I go to the mall where we have a post office branch there. And so I went in. Gates are down. Lights are off. And I'm like, it's Wednesday. What's going on? Well, it was Veterans Day. Duh. Duh. I'm the bright spot in your week. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you. I will do my best to live up to that. I hope so. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Noeet. Hi, Robin. Oh boy, we have got people here from all over the world. It's so incredible. Hi, Christine. Hi, Barbara Clark. It is so incredible to me to be able to have all of us get together in a location like this. It's amazing. It's amazing. Truly amazing. Hi, Cheryl. It is amazing that we can do this. Okay. I'm sure that you would like to see said feline. And so here he is in all of his glory. Yes, here he is in all of his glory. Let's see if I can straighten him up a little bit. Okay, you want it up here, so and don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. You need to talk to the world. Because you want it up here. He was determined to rub his face on the camera. You're a little close. Back up, son. There you go. Otherwise you have a little blur going on. So anyway, here he is doing his thing. He's gotten into a new... See this on the side of his face? Can you see this? Let's see. Can you show off what you did to yourself? I thought Charlie did this to him. Well, he's not going to cooperate. I thought Charlie did it to him. He has used, apparently, I saw him do it with his back leg. Can you show off? No. Anyway, he has used his back leg, his back claws on his right side, and he has kicked the thunder out of his neck and his face. And I thought, oh gosh, maybe he has a flea, because that'll drive him crazy. So I have gone over this cat with a fine-tooth comb. There is no flea. There is no flea dirt. There is nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. What is wrong? What is wrong with you? He was really rough on himself for a little bit. Oh, Lori, I try to be nice to him. Hi, Cheryl. We got a couple Cheryls in the house today. I have his toenails short. I do. I've cut them short. I need to cut them again. I even have one of those. I even have a grind. Whoops. Sorry, that was not the shot that I intended to use. That's the one I intended to use. I even have a nail grinder, and it takes two of us, but he's pretty good about letting me grind his nails, and that way I can, get them a little shorter. You kind of get a little peek at it every once in a while. I mean, he has really been hard on himself. Really hard on himself. I thought, okay, maybe it's ear mites, but there's no evidence of ear mites. Charlie doesn't have any teeth. It's a mystery, people. It is a mystery, isn't it? Yes, it is a flat-out mystery. Yeah, anyway. Dry skin. Well, it could be that because he is very dry. He is very dry. And he is on a different food. He's on a different cat food. But he's been on it for weeks now. He's, because he's on a diet. Everybody's on a diet. And he's on a diet because Charlie had to go on a diet. And if Charlie had to go on a diet, Chance had to go on a diet. Not that he didn't need to go on a diet, believe me. Yes. Oh, your internet's glitching. It has been a little crazy. Yeah, it could be that, Laura. It could be. But he's only doing it on one side of his body. He's not doing it on the other side, so I don't know. There he goes. There he goes. Kicking at it, you goofball. Okay, tell you what. We're going to put him in the other room with Charlie. Charlie's up in the window. And then we'll continue. All right, you go in here. You've had your 15 minutes. All right. Don't touch your face. I didn't go wash my hands. I should have. Yeah, so anyway. Crazy cat. Oh, well, Laura, ask your mom if she has ideas. Hi, Sharon. I'm always willing to entertain someone else's. Carmen's thumb won't turn blue anymore for a like. Oh, well, you can only do one. You can only do one. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. So welcome everybody to Drama Free Friday. I'm Barb Owen. Drama Free Friday comes to you because of HowToGetCreative.com. It does. And HowToGetCreative.com, if you're new, hi Debbie. HowToGetCreative.com is a membership website. We have several levels of membership, and we'd love to have you join us if you would like to do that. You're welcome, always welcome to try us out. You can try us for an entire month. Cindy, That flagged your comment. That's funny. Hi, Mary Ellen. It's funny that it flagged your comment. Anyway, you can try out HowToGetCreative.com for a month for $1. You get 30 days. And that way you know if you like it. You're always welcome. Anyway, told you about Chance and his craziness. Charlie is making some progress. Hey, Laura, ask your mom about a cat who has a snotty nose. Snotty nose. The poor guy can hardly breathe. I've had him in at the vet several times, and we have not been able to find out the issue. It's like he has a bad cold in his nose. But he's had it it started when they put him on prednisone. It started after that. He's not been on prednisone for weeks now, but I don't know. It's something left over for that. I don't know. So, hey, Nancy Dale. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Holistic. I like holistic stuff. I do. Absolutely. I'm a big believer in holistic. I use a lot of essential oils and Reiki and so forth and so on. Anyway. Withdrawal like from the food, you mean? Or from the prednisone. Yeah. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. It's weird. Weird. Anyway, Charlie seems to be, he's eating and he's drinking water and, and he's through his 5-day treatment of Miralax. That seemed to have helped. Hi, Linda. Well, I would like to, it would be a positive if that might have been the issue, Linda, but that's not the issue. We just won't go any further than that. Hi, Norma. I don't know if they tested him for hepatitis. I mean, he spent, believe me, he has spent 3 days, 2 nights in one go and 2 other additional days. And they ran blood work on him, so I don't know. Hi, Mary Ellen. I'll have to ask about that because I truly don't know. I'm going to make a note. He's happy, and he sometimes he purrs. He kind of gets his nose straightened out, and then he purrs. But it's kind of a funny little purr. But he is purring, and he is happy, and he's talking to me. He wants on my lap. He wants to, if he was out here right now, he would be whining because he wants on my lap. So, hey, Joycey. Really? Okay. Thanks, Norma. Well, I will ask about it. It's not that it's so much runny as much as is stopped up. And he just gets so frustrated about his breathing, Well, it makes it hard because he can't drink or eat very well. Okay. So let's move on, shall we? I have some fun and exciting things to tell you about later. And we're gonna have a challenge. Yeah, so stay tuned for news on that. Let's see what else. Oh, I wanted to tell you about the live stream hop that the Marriottier is doing. It started really early this morning. I missed the first, 2 or 3 this morning because she starts them at the crack of dark 30. I think that's because I think Mary doesn't sleep. Seriously, I think Mary doesn't sleep. I don't sleep a whole lot, but I think Mary sleeps a lot less than I do. Anywho, she has put together these live stream hops, to say it correctly, for several months. And it's a really fun way for you to be able to get to see different people and maybe some people that you're not familiar with. Maybe they're smaller or newer streamers or whatever. And so it's a good way for you to get to see some of them because they're short. They're like 30-minute streams. Anyway, start early in the morning, and then there's a break in the afternoon like this, and then they'll start again this evening. Now, I can't tell you exactly what time they start again this evening. So if somebody who is familiar with it can put the time in, I will read it out if I can see it. I'm not great at following the chat once everything gets rolling here, especially when I start doing whatever we're going to do today. So I think it starts around 6-ish tonight. Anyway, if you'll go to the Mary ATA, and ATA is spelled ATELIER, I believe. And so if you'll go to, and Mary is MERI, so it's the Mary ATA. And Barbara Clark might be able to pull up a link. I don't know. If she can, great. If she can't, it's fine. Or if she's busy, that's fine. Ann Lar says it starts at 6 p.m., but is that Central or Eastern? Okay, 6:15 p.m. Eastern. So if you're in the Central time zone, it's going to be 5:15. Okay. Okay, thanks, Barbara. So Barbara's going to find a link and put it into Mary's channel, and then you can look at look there, and you'll find the information, because I'm sure she has it on community tab, or she'll have it on the video that she did, because normally she introduces the segments of the streams, and if you'll go in the description box below her video, you'll be able to see all the people and the times and so forth. Okay, so okay, well, we've got two different times going here. Okay, here you go. There's a link in the chat. So in the chat, it is 5:15 Central. Okay, 5:15 Central time. There's a link in the chat. And so if you'll go to the Mary ATA, and you'll find the information. Okay? Okay. The alternative is to put in the hashtag time4art. So it's time, the number 4, the numeral 4, art. All one hashtag. Hashtag time4art. So you can do that, and you can search YouTube, and you'll find them. Okay? So there you go. I just wanted to tell you about that, because they're really fun. They're fun streams. Like I said, they're short. You get to meet some new people. And there's a bunch of people that are in the chat that are going to be on it tonight. Ann Lar is one. Laura, are you streaming with the hop also? Any of you that are streaming with that hop, put it in the chat. I'm pointing over here like that's my chat computer. Pointing over here like put it over there. Put it over there, people. Anyway, if you are streaming in the hop, just put it in the chat, and then people will know. Okay, Laura's doing cards. Cool. Good for you. Hi, Dorothy. I need to be in one. Well, maybe at some point. Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, so if you missed any of all of the ones from this morning were recorded, and so you can go back and watch all of those. And they're not everybody's from the U.S. There's some people from the U.K. as well. So, and I don't know if there's anybody. Anyway, I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. Not so much. Okay, now we're going to talk about something fun. I'm trying to get enough caffeine into me because I'm a little tired today. Oh, that's silly, Laura. That's silly. Yeah, at some point it would be fun to do that. It would be fun. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? We're going to have a challenge. We're going to have a challenge. And it is called a creative challenge. How to Get Creative, Creative Challenge. Okay? Creative Challenge. It is open to everybody. Absolutely open to everybody. Now let's see if I can do this, okay? I'm going to show you where to go to get the information. Wish me luck, okay? Wish me luck. Because this takes just a New York second for me to work this out. A lot of little moving parts. Is Race here? Hi, Hallie Kay. I don't know if Race is here or not. What goddess? What are you talking about? Who's the goddess? The zip code membership won't let me put yours in. Okay, Jude, here's what I want you to do. If you are interested in whatever it is you're interested in, if you will fill out a support ticket and put in what you're having trouble with, I will have the technical department look at it, because he is masterful with behind the scenes. I think Shu was trying to do something one time. Oh, there he is. Jude, talk to Race. He's in the chat. Talk to Race. He's in the chat there. I think Shu is the only person we ever absolutely could not get her hooked up. She's in India for some reason. I mean, she's in India, but for some reason I don't think we ever, I don't know. Sometimes things are glitchy, you know what I mean? Okay, Frederica's got her fingers crossed. That's good. Okay, let's see if I can do this, folks. I didn't practice it with Race, so I'm all totally on my own here. Completely on my own. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can do this. I'm just trying to act like I know what I'm doing. I'm acting like I know what I'm doing. And now my throat's going to mess up here. Okay. Okay, with any luck, this is going to work, folks. With any luck, this is going to work. Ta-da! I think I did it. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so Race wants everybody to reload the chat. There you go. Refresh in the chat, okay? Because Race is here. All right, so hopefully what you're going to be able to see is you're going to be able to see. So did I mess up something in the description? Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Here we are. Charlie Creative Challenge. Okay, do you see this? Charlie Creative Challenge. This is for the challenge. So I'm going to take you through this in detail, and so I want you to be able to see what's up here. All right, we have Charlie, we have Chance, and we have the Muppet, and I'm going to scroll down here. Here is Chance, and here is the Muppet. The Muppet is a dog. Chance, everybody knows Chance. He has the bow tie. Charlie has on a necktie and a shirt, and you're gonna see the piece that I finished. Thank you, Race. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Robin feels refreshed. Wonderful. Any hoot. So this is going to be in the Teespring shop. This is, you should, okay, I can talk to you. Watch this, people. Watch this. Oh, maybe not. I could a minute ago. I don't know. Okay, hold on a minute. There we go. Okay. I can look at you and talk to you at the same time for a minute. The Teespring shop, which is where our merchandise is, should show up right under the videos, all the videos. They are, I think we've got everything in the store right now that we're going to put in for a minute. And so you should be able to see it beneath your videos, okay? If you can't, it's because you have an ad blocker on or something of that sort that's interfering with that. So that's why we have a link also for you to get there in case you want to look around in the store. And you'll find the link to the Teespring store in the description box below the video. Okay? Okay, and I'm sure it'll be in the chat here too. All right, creative challenge. So here's what the deal is. First of all, let me just tell you this. So there are, okay, you can see the mouse. There are multiple options if you would like to do this challenge on some of the merchandise from us. Of course, we'd love for you to do that. Look, it's a Charlie mask. It's a Charlie mask. I know it might look a little suspicious, but people, that's a face mask, okay? That's a face mask. Charlie mug, or this is a sticker. All right, let's go back to this. So, of course, it would be great if you want to support the channel. You can get one of the merchandise pieces. Choose whatever you want. You can do it the way you want. And I'm going to talk to you more about the rules here in a minute. And so we'll talk more about rules here in a second, because there aren't any. It's pretty simple. Anyway, if you right here see this cue, it says, what if I want to join the creative challenge but I don't want to buy, and you go show more. Okay, so click show more, any merchandise. The answer is there is no problem. Follow this URL and you can download the designs as a PDF at no cost. Okay, at no cost. Here is the link, people. Here is the link right here. Now, I don't believe it's a live link. I think you have to copy it and paste it into your browser. Okay? Race can correct me if I'm wrong. He's here to fill in the blanks. He's here to fill in the blanks. All right. So that is that. Well, what if you don't want Charlie, but you want one of the other? Let's say you want the Muppet. Well, you can scroll down, and there is the Muppet. Okay, and so, oh, look at that. And you mouse over it, and you can see the nice big image and so forth. I'll give you a closer look here in a minute. And you have the options too. Well, what if you want a Muppet mask? I know, it does look a little, they do look a little funny. But if you want a Muppet mask, or a pouch to put pens and pencils in, or a pillow, a tote bag, a mug, or a big giant sticker. Okay, so there are, yes, Ray said copy and paste the link to download the PDF of the challenge designs. So the designs that will be used for said challenge are Charlie, Chance, and the Muppet. Okay? All right. And each one of these will give you the information and the link in case, you want to participate. We don't want anybody left out. So if you want to participate in the challenge and you just do not want to buy any merchandise to do it, we are not leaving you out. Absolutely not. All right? And you'll also notice in here, here's all the relatives. Here's all the relatives and the thought bubbles. So the thought bubble sentiments that you can, add to any of the relatives. If you are inclined that you will need, that you yourself need to have some relatives other than your own. And I have covered the bases. But the challenge is yes. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and man the computer, and it's not easy being Barb. Okay. Taking a breath. let me show you the images up close and personal. Okay, so now I've shown you where they are. You can find the link to our Teespring store in the description box, and also you will find the links to you should be able to see them under the videos as well. Okay? Exactly, Robin. Exactly. Hi, Joy. Okay, so let me come back over here. A little more magic. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, gotta do this. Telling you. Sometimes I just amaze myself at my own stupidity sometimes. Okay. All right. So here are the images nice and big so you can see them, because sometimes it's a little hard to see them on those small, little images. So here is Charlie. Okay. So here's Charlie wearing his necktie and his shirt and his glasses. They all have glasses because I've worn glasses since I was in 2nd grade. So everything that lives here has to wear glasses too, don't you know? There is Chance. Now, can you see the difference between Charlie and Chance? Chance is a little more svelte than Charlie. And then there is the Muppet. So you can see the Muppet. So we have Charlie. Okay. We have Chance. We have the Muppet. So there you go. All right. So those are the choices for okay, hold on. Trying to get back to you. Okay, hold on. All right. I think I made the transition. Did that all work, Race? Race. Hopefully it worked okay. Where you got to see what it was that I was trying to show you. I'll find out what he has to say. Yes, Muppet has gold earrings and a gold necklace. It did? Okay. All right. I'm pretty impressed about myself at the moment. I'm feeling really good, which means at any minute something will happen. Okay, here. Because you know how it is. When you start doing this, somebody walks in and smacks you upside the head, right? Even if it's the internet or the YouTubes or something. Okay, so here's what it is. The rules for this challenge are as follows. There are none. Okay, there are none. You do need to do something to the image. Okay, color it, paint it, collage it. What else could you do to it? I don't know. Sew on it. You could do embroidery. You could do slow stitching. You could do any number of things to the image. The only rule is the image still needs to be recognizable to some degree. Okay, that gives you lots of options. But when I look at your image, I do want to be able to tell, oh yes, that's one of the cats, or oh yes, that's the Muppet. Okay? Yeah, self-confidence often leads to embarrassment. And ain't it the truth, Robin? Ain't it the truth? You have until the end of the year. So we have all the rest of this month. So it's 2 weeks this month at least. Hi, Eva. Paper piecing. Yes, you could do that too. And then all of December to participate in the challenge. So let's say you want to think about it this week. You don't know if you want to do it this week. Think about it. That's okay. We're going to talk about it again and again. And no printer that works there. Marilyn, maybe somebody else could print it for you. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one. Or maybe somebody that you know from the chat could print one and send it to you. I mean, that's another option. There's you can work it out. I know you can. If you want to, I know you can work it out. So then, after you do your challenge, nobody's required to do this. It's just for fun. It's just for fun. It's just to give us all something goofy to think about. Sometimes distraction is a good thing. And so we'll just enjoy having a good time, right? Having a good time, getting lost in the creative process. If you want to do more than one, you can do more than one. It's not a contest. It is a challenge. It's just for fun. And then when you get finished and you are ready, snap a picture with your phone or a camera or whatever. You do have to have a way to get the image to me if you want me to show it. And what we'll do is I will collect the images, and then we'll have a big old slideshow and a big old celebration of the challenge at the end of the challenge. Okay, it probably, I'm guessing, will probably be the first Drama Free Friday in January. That's what I'm thinking at this point, because things get really clogged up. I thought about doing it for New Year's Eve and stuff, and it's like there's already a ton of stuff going on New Year's Eve, so I think we'll push it up till the first Friday in January, and then we'll just do a big old celebration of the challenge. So to get the images to me, you can send them to me by Twitter. You can send them by Instagram. The contact information's this description box below the video, or you can send it to me straight through HowToGetCreative.com. Okay? All right. So Candy is being very sweet and putting an offer in the chat there. So those of you that need help, talk to Candy. Sweet petals. We're going to do sweet petals Christmas Eve. Okay, Christmas Eve. Yes. Okay, thank you, Race. Tweet with the hashtag. Okay, ready? Hashtag HowToGetCreativeChallenge, or email support@HowToGetCreative.com and attach your image. Okay? Hey, Shelly. How are ya? Good to see you. So there you go. Love the Santa in the background. Oh yeah, he's funny. I'll have to show him to you. Okay, so this way, even people who are internationals can participate. It doesn't exclude anybody. You don't have to buy anything. If you would want to support the channel by using something from the merchandise from the Teespring store, of course we would love for you to do that. We're not excluding anyone, though. Okay? Yeah, we're planning to do sweet petals on Christmas Eve. I did this Santa a long time ago. I have another one of these to do. The poor thing has probably got cobwebs on him. Do not look. Do not look. Okay? So I'll show him to you. He looks pretty weird laying down on the... Hold on a minute. I got to get rid of my mouse. We are going to paint Charlie here again in a minute. I'm going to let you see him laying down on the my mat. So here is this Santa. I bought him as a kit, and then I redid it the way I wanted to. The kit, it's a flat wooden, like a head. He's flat, and then he has a wooden block that's his body, and then he had these arms that go up to about here that are wooden, and he has boots that again were cut out. They go up to this far, and I kind of followed the directions, but not really. I painted his face the way I wanted. I did this on stream a long time ago, but there's his face that I painted, and then his beard and his eyebrows, which have survived all this time. It's survived cats and bugs because this is wool. This is natural wool. I glued on and added that. And then the velvet, let's see. I don't think that came in the kit, but I don't remember. Anyway, all the embellishment the tassel and the gold rickrack. That was all my stuff. And I think this was mine too. It's been too long ago. The pants are jelly plate printed. See, this is how long his body is. Comes down here. His pants is jelly plate printed fabric. So this is muslin that I printed on the jelly plate and embellished. So you can see, so I did a couple of big pieces. I probably did at least a fat quarter of the fabric on the jelly plate and embellished it with markers and what have you. And then I constructed the pants. There was a pattern, you know, that gave you all the dimensions and stuff. But I just don't remember whether this fabric came with it. And then the trim, this trim in here, let me come in again. Yeah, I did a lot of jelly plate printed fabric on stream when we first got the jelly plates. But this is trim under here. That's left from the jelly plate, and then I overlaid it with the gold rickrack from here. So that's what's on there. And there's his hair. See? It's all a big fat ruse because there's the wooden block. But as long as you don't peek under his hat, it's okay. Anyway, I have another one of these kits that I've had for years that I probably should do at some point. But anyway, there's that. So, and I like it because his legs are floppy. They're not stuffed in any way. Neither are his arms. And so he sits really well. So he sits over here and keeps an eye on things. So that's that Santa. Oh, sure. Thanks for asking. He's a lot of fun to do. He is fun. Okay, let's talk about Charlie, shall we? Let's talk about the Charlie. I know I didn't get much painting done last week. I know that. But we had I don't know, we had a lot of stuff to talk about or something last week. I don't remember. I've slept since then. Anyway, he's finished. Yeah. Hi, Becky. Yeah, you keep the legs flat like that, then they're posable, which is pretty fun. So here is the Charlie. This is what we started last week. Joycey gives new meaning to block it. It does, for sure. At one point in time, this is years ago, like way, way long ago. We're talking probably 25 years ago. There was a store that was probably, I don't know, it was probably an hour away from me. And it was a fabric store, and they sold sewing machines. It was a small town, small fabric store. And they had they had a Santa Claus club or something. And so we would get together over there, a group of people, because you paid so much. And we would do a Santa, because she had a huge assortment of Santa patterns, all different kinds of patterns. Some of them very expensive, some of them not so expensive. And so we would make Santa Clauses. And I think that's where this guy came from. There were two of them, and I have the other one also. Anyway, maybe we'll do that sometime. Hi, Krissa. Good to see you. Okay, so here's Charlie once he is finished. And so this is the line drawing that is for the Creative Challenge. Your Charlie, should you choose to do Charlie, or if you choose to do Chance, who is over on this page, they don't have to look like this at all. They don't have to be these colors. In fact, we're gonna change up the colors for him here in a second. Okay? But that's what he looks like. Did you guys like him? Bye, Becky. Good to see you. Take it easy, okay? Maybe. We'll try to have her be safe. Yeah, she's been doing a lot. Oh, bless her heart. So anyway, here he is. He's done in craft. I'm going to give you a really super close look at him. Okay, way too close. You'd never look at anything this close, but just so you can get a real uber close up. Okay. So here he is. He is done exclusively in craft paints, except for his glasses. His glasses are done with Lumiere, which is a fabric paint, metallic. It's metallic. Yeah, metallic olive. Everything else is done with craft paints. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll down. When you look at something this close up, his whiskers are done with a Pigma pen, a Micron Pigma pen. That's what I used to get the wispy whiskers. The little whisker dots are paint pen, like a Posca paint pen. He dealt me a fit, but you know, in the end, he turned out to be okay. And then I outlined him, just kind of a hit and miss outline with a black Posca pen. And the background on this is a napkin. Okay. Hey, Judy. Okay. So there he is. I haven't done anything else as far as like finish out the page or add words or anything. I did do a little bit of ink work around the edge, which I'm not sure whether you, yeah, I think you can see it because I like to ink the edges of pages. Okay, so then what I did, just so you can see that you can alter the image too. Okay, you don't have to use the image as you print it off. Now, if you get a tote bag or a pillow or something and you want to alter the image, well, you're going to have to be a little more creative, which is fine. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. So what I did then is I hit the image of Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. And then I decided to give him a hat and a scarf because hopefully there's winter coming at some point. So I altered it by just putting a hat on him and putting a scarf around his neck. But he still has his glasses and he still has his chubby physique, his svelte physique, which is getting smaller because he's on a diet. And so he is now here on this page, and I think there's always junk stuck in my journals. What I've done here is, this is the same journal. This is the Dina Wakley journal that has all the different kinds of paper and stuff in it. This is one of the canvas pages. Okay, canvas page. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like him. I'm glad you liked him. So this shrinks, okay? The canvas in this shrinks. And so what I do to deal with that is I will put something on the edge of the page to keep it, just to make it, wider again. Like this is the same kind of thing, and I put a paper ruffle. I added a paper ruffle to the edge of the page. So you have to know that if you have this journal, the width, they don't seem to shrink in length, but they do shrink in the width. Okay? Yeah, and he does most of the time have his pink tongue hanging out. He most of the time does. So what I did to prepare this is I painted it with, painted is a loose term. I used a palette knife and I used some white gesso, just basics, Liquitex Basics white gesso, and I just frosted the page. Okay, just frosted the page all over with white gesso. The texture is still there, but it gives me a base, and it also firms up these floppy pages a little bit. If you don't firm up the page, it's very, moves around a lot. Floppy. Then to create the background, I just pulled out some random gelatos. After the gesso was dry, I pulled out some random gelatos, and I just scribbled them around on the page, and then I used an old cruddy brush, and I blended them together because that canvas is a little hard on your brushes. Okay? All right. So that's what I did. Then I sprayed it with a coat of matte finish. It's a Krylon product, number 1311, and that just helped to give it, it just helped to seal it a little bit, and then I transferred my pattern. So there's where we are. Any questions about what I did? Because I had to get all that done ahead of time, because otherwise, if I didn't get it done, we would only get the prep done, and that's all. So if you have any questions, I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to take a little coffee swill time. See if I can finish this Americano up. Any questions from anybody? But I wanted you to see that you could alter the image if you want to. So let's say you got a tote bag of Muppet, for example. You got a tote bag. And I will have all the samples of everything coming. I don't think they'll be here next week, but I think they'll be here. It just depends on when Teespring gets them done. They're scheduled to be here before too long. So we'll know for sure. I'll be able to show you everything. Or a lot of things. Anywho. If you had a tote bag or a pillow and you wanted to change it up, well, you could create, like the hat that I did here, you could create the hat. It doesn't have to be a Santa hat. It could be a stocking cap, could be a straw hat, could be, you can make a baseball cap, right? If you wanted to do. Or you could do, like Muppet, of course, she would look really good in one of those Kentucky Derby hats, don't you think? And so you could create a hat for her out of felt or fabric or whatever, and then, or fabric paper, and then you could add it to the image on top of it. Okay? All right. A random question. What's an Americano? It is like an individually created cup of coffee. They do it with espresso instead of dripping through the grinds. So it's basically, it's an individually created cup of coffee. But it's always consistent. So it hasn't sat in a pot, so it hasn't gotten old and yucky and stale. Okay. Shall we paint? Let's paint. Let's paint. Okay. Now, I'm not going to paint Charlie in traditional colors. I'm going to we may finish this next week too. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to put some water in here. I'm just going to put some water in my old cruddy container. Now we're going to paint. And I did the background in these kind of basically warm tones on purpose. There's a little blue in there. There's a little pink and blue, but it's primarily these wild yellows and oranges and stuff. And we're going to paint him like a, kind of like a cartoon sort of character, I think. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh, who knows where it's going to go? Honestly, people, who knows? We're just going to go for it. I often just have to see what shows up. So instead of doing blue eyes on this one, I'm going to use this Lumiere metallic bronze. So this is another fabric paint. I'm going to use this. And I'm going to paint Annette. Don't be ratting me out, girl. Don't be ratting me out. I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends. So what I'm going to do, and let me get some black too while I'm here. Let me get some black. I know that these don't look exactly like Siamese eyes, but you know, artist license and all that. So I'm going to get some black. I keep threatening to go to the store to replenish my supplies. And what happens? I don't get it done. Going shopping is not very much fun right now. It's a lot of fun to shop online, but it's not so much fun to go shopping. At least it's not for me. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys like... How are you doing in the shopping arena these days? Are you going shopping? I'm just going to paint in the pupil of his eyes. I know these are not traditional Siamese eyes. But I thought what would be fun is just to fill him in the individual shapes in different colors in something that's just completely and utterly goofy. And then we'll see what else we can do with it next week to finish him up. That's kind of my thought. So that he would be something that would be the total opposite of what we used, the way I did him before, which was mildly, very loosely realistic, okay? The other one. You're enjoying Hobby Lobby and Joann's, only places you're going. It is a chore. It is a chore, Anne. For me it is. For me it's just a huge chore. It's like, don't even want to go. So most of the time I don't. Okay, I'm gonna let that set up a little bit. In the Netherlands, you can go shopping, but it's discouraged. Yeah, pretty much. In some places here, it's really discouraged, and other places are locked down. It's just kind of a goofy time. Goofy time. So while that black sets up, I'm just going to use some of this. This is, I don't know if you guys care about what colors and stuff I'm using, but this is warm white. The black was lamp black. And these are craft paints. Nothing fancy. I already have paint all over my hand. So I'm just going to put in... I think that's what I did on the other one. Let's just take a peek. Oh, I didn't do that on the other one. That's okay. We're going to do it on this one. Sometimes I drew the eyes differently. That's what happened, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If they're different from each other, c'est la vie, right? So much the better. Gives you guys a different view of the same thing. So I'm going to put the whites of his eyes. Dentist and online shopping. Thank God for online shopping. It's scary in some ways. It's scary because you gotta control yourself, right? With the online shopping. I get it. But, oh, the convenience of it. You know, I can't tell you how nice it is to have cat litter, a 40-pound bag of cat litter delivered to my front porch. God bless the postman. Of course, then hauling the 40-pound bag inside is a bit of a chore. However, if you open the bag and you take the previous bag and you scoop out part of it into the other bag, it's not as heavy. Shocker, huh? Shocker. Okay, so we have whites of his eyes. He's going to have two different His eyes are going to be two different sizes, but who cares? Who cares? Walmart delivers too. Dorothy says, far too early to put the tree up. Chris has her house decorated. Holy moly. Okay, so let's go for this bronze color. And if this color doesn't turn out to be what I like, we'll change it. It's not going to show up just a whole ton. In fact, I might change it here in just a second because this might not have been my best choice, but I mean, it might be okay. For it's, I like what I wanted was to use metallic so that his eyes would shine in the light. You can kind of see that. I hope you guys are having a great day today. It's this morning here, now this is Fahrenheit that I'm going to give you. This morning it was like 26 degrees here. Now earlier this week it was like let's see, what day was that? I don't know what day it was. I left the house and it was 70 some degrees, and I was inside. I don't know if I was grocery shopping or what I was doing. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. And by the time I left wherever I was and went outside, the temperature had dropped like 20 degrees. Talk about a shock to one's system. My goodness. It's like, well, hello there. Hello, quick change. Talk about crazy weather. But we're known for that where I live. But it was cold this morning. Ooh. So I'm just going to fill in these little tear ducts here. I'm just using a gray. Not realistic. Doesn't matter. Just putting in a little tear duct. If I painted these black, it would be totally appropriate because right now that is pretty much what he's got going on, is black crud in his eyes. Gloop. Gloop. He got some gloop in his eyes. Okay, so there's kind of our start to our eyes, and just because he needs to be able to look somewhere, we're going to put in a sparkle dot. Because he wants to look somewhere. It's always nice for me to paint the eyes first. Then he watches me paint. In a nice way. That's good, Asher. Hi, Janice. Yeah, do what makes you happy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's start with okay, I'm going to ask you guys. Sorry, the voice, after I talk for a while, it starts getting really cranky. Do you want me to paint his hat like a Santa hat, or what do you want me to do? I'm going to paint him in very non-traditional colors. So what do you think? I don't do that, Dorothy, because I know you're here and I know how much it bothers you, so I do the eyes first. It's for Dorothy. No, it's not. I do it that way myself most of the time. You want me to paint the Santa hat in red? Okay. Okay, Santa hat it is. Okie doke. Well, since I have this white out, maybe I'll get a different white that's whiter. Whiter white. To paint the pom-pom and the trim. Let's see if this is open. And so I have some warm white and some white, and I'm probably just going to do them together. Oh, Sheena, you got overruled. You guys got overruled. Got overruled. What can I say? There were people that were quick on the, I'm telling you, they had their chat fingers warmed up and ready to go. So I hope that you will participate in our creative challenge. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what you do. And more than seeing what you do, I can't wait to share what you do. Because I think it's so inspiring. There's a website that I'm a member of, and it's called thequiltshow.com. It was one of the first membership websites out there, I think. They've been going for a long time. And I've been a member of it several different times. Anyway, they've been doing various quilts. And Alex Anderson, the two people that are in charge of it are Alex Anderson and Ricky Timms. They're the hosts of the show. It's an internet online show. And Alex has been doing some quilts for the last several months. Okay, let me look here a second. I gotta make sure I know what I'm doing. Okay. So anyway, Alex has been doing quilts, beautiful quilts, and different members have been participating in it. And then she shows them during her classes. I think she does them on Facebook Live, I think is where she does. Anyway, you talk about some amazing quilts. The inspiration from, and people will show them in various stages of completion. You know, some of them are finished quilts, some of them are blocks, and I mean incredible quilts. I mean, and I don't do much traditional quilting at all. I mean, I made one quilt when my son was 3 years old. I made him a quilt because I wanted to. And I took a class and I designed all the different blocks, and I have the quilt because apparently I think he's not responsible enough to have it. I don't know. Anyway, I have the quilt. It's very much a juvenile quilt. But that is that's not entirely true. I did make 2 quilts for my mom. My mom and dad had twin beds that were on one headboard. And so I did quilts for them that I really liked. And we had them quilted. Had them sent out and quilted. The one that I did for the technical department, I did the quilting, the whole bit. Okay. Yep. It's a really good, the quilt show is very inspirational in many ways. It's a good place to learn. It's good. It's good. All right, let's do, I got my son's quilt done fairly quickly, but then, it has forever been in the closet. Yep. I don't know. I guess I was just afraid that he would mess it up. I don't know. I should have given it to him. It was on his bed for a while. But then he outgrew it, Okay, so let's go. This is Lumiere Crimson. Lumiere Crimson, that's what I'm using. It's not a metallic, don't believe. I don't know. Doesn't make any difference. That's what I'm using. Okay, I gotta move a keyboard here. Okay. All right, so here we go. I really enjoy quilting as far as I'm much more inclined to do art quilting. One of my really super good friends is a quilter, very traditional quilter. And she has written several quilting books and so forth. I mean, she's bona fide, she's bona fide. Does beautiful, beautiful work. And once in a while, we'll have a discussion about art quilting. We haven't had that discussion in a long time. Because she'll say, she's very, very frank and very honest about it. She'll say, I do not understand art quilting. I'm like, well, there you go. She might now, but this was back a few years ago when we had quite a discussion with each other. It was all good fun. She could not, because she was very traditional, she could not wrap her head around why anybody would do that. I have a feeling she's probably changed her mind about that, especially with writing books and all. And I was kind of the opposite. I'm like, oh, I just can't imagine everything that's involved with. I did another quilt. I can't say that I didn't do another quilt. I did another quilt for my granddaughter when she graduated from the university. And that was a queen size quilt. So I told you just a big fat lie when I said I've only done one quilt. That was a big fat lie. When you're talking and watching a computer screen and trying to keep everything in the shot so that you guys can see and think and talk about something other than what you're doing, sometimes your brain takes a hiatus, you know what I mean? Now, because this is acrylic paint, it will dry fairly quickly. But I did put a light coat of a spray sealer on this, so I do have to be a little careful where I plant my finger that steadies the whole thing. Because I certainly have caused myself problems by putting my hand in the wrong spot more than once. And it's always when you're doing you're doing like this thing that you're so proud of. You're so proud of it. And then all of a sudden you look down and you go, okay, who planted that big old nasty fingerprint in the middle of my painting? And then you have to realize that it was you because there wasn't anybody else around. You know what I mean? Okay. We almost have this hat base coated, and I will probably have to come back and add an additional coat of paint in some places, which, you know, I'm not going to do that while you guys are here. We're going to paint a little bit more. We're just base coating, and base coating means that you fill everything in with a solid color, okay? Solid color. And then I'll come back and do some other stuff to it. But there he is. He's got on his hat. He's got on his hat. Okay. So I'm going to paint this guy with all kinds of peculiar colors. Orange background, orange-ish, warm-colored background. So I'm going to paint him in blues. Okay? Paint him in blues. And he's not going to look much like the other Charlie. That's okay. That's okay. So I'm just going to put this palette down here and get out some colors. So I have... and I do have a melon color that I'll use for the inside of his ear a little bit. We'll put that in there. So here's some colors of blues that I have going on. Okay, so I got some blues. And then if I need a green, I'm thinking, you know, if I need something just for something different, then I'll use this kind of citron green. But we're just going to start. And because he's Siamese, I'm going to paint the mask on his face. I'm going to do it in this dark blue. And maybe I'll do his, well, gloopy paint. Don't you love gloopy paint? Mm-hmm. Okay. See if we got it mixed up enough. That's better. Okay. And I need to do his nose. So I think on his nose, I think we'll put the citron in. We'll do his nose in this citron color. The tip of his nose. Because that'd be fun. That'd be different and fun, right? Okay. Let's paint his little tip of his little nose in first. My poor brushes. Oh, I've said this for I don't know how many years. These poor brushes need to be replaced. This will kind of bring some of the background forward into the image. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just painting, and I'm just sort of yammering on as I do this. And also maybe giving you some ideas for the challenge that I hope you're planning to participate in. It is How to Get Creative challenge. Information in the chat and also in the description box below this video. Clearly, I'm not watching the chat very well. I think you guys are having a good time chatting, so that's good. Fun fact about quilting. I'm going to paint his nose. Let's paint his nose. Let's paint his nose this whispering turquoise. Whispering turquoise. What color should we paint his scarf, by the way? You guys give me some ideas for what color we should paint his scarf. Bearing in mind that he has on a red hat. Doesn't have to match anything. Okay, so let's do Whispering Turquoise Nose. I don't know why, it just seemed like the thing to do. And I would really enjoy some suggestions for his glasses. What color we should do his glasses. Anyway, fun fact about quilting. When my mother, who was born, both my parents were born in 1911. Okay? 1911. And at that point in time, you could not get married. A girl could not get married. Or maybe it was tradition in my mother's family. I don't know. But it seemed to be, whatever the tradition was, it was a very strong tradition. And you could not get married unless you made a quilt. You had to prove your needlework skills. And my mother and dad got... they were engaged, I think it was, or maybe they were courting. I don't know. Anyway, it was like 4 years before they could get married because they couldn't afford to get married. My dad had to get on his feet, and my mother was a school teacher. And of course, once she got married, she couldn't teach school anymore. Times were different. And so anyway, she had to have a quilt. That was part of the deal. Maybe it was her mother's way of keeping her at home. There's that possibility too. Oh, he's cute. Silver glasses. Hi, Andrea. Purple glasses. We're determined to get purple in here. Dark green scarf and purple glasses. Dark green scarf, purple glasses. All right, let me write that down just so I don't forget. Okay, what'd you say? Dark green scarf. Purple glasses. Okay, I will take that under advisement. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do his face, the dark part of his face. Oh, this paint's gloopy. I'm going to do with this dark blue. This dark blue color that I'm using is ultramarine blue. And all these paints that I've gotten out so far, except for the citron green that we did the tip of his nose, the citron green, or yellow citron, was folk art. All the rest of them are Americana deco art. Now, when I paint these colors in, like this, I'm not going to be doing any blending. Okay, so he's going to look very color blocked because that's what we're going for on this one. So anyway, my mom, I forgot which, I think she did, I think it was a churn dash, I want to say. I think I have the quilt, actually, that she did. And quilting was not her thing, but she had to do the quilt. And so she ended up, she had a relationship with an aunt. Her aunt's name was Aunt Mary Perry, which I always thought was a funny name. Anyway. And Aunt Mary was quite a quilter. And so she took pity on my mom and helped her with the quilt so that my mom could get married. Another fun fact, my dad was also required to make a quilt. And I think he also had some help. But isn't that interesting? Both of them had to make quilts. Of course, maybe that was a way to keep them from getting married. You think? Keep them at home so they didn't get married. Okay, let's move on. Keep going here. Paint is gloopy. So is my brush. There is a fine line between getting enough paint on the brush so they don't run out right away. and having too much so that it just becomes an uncontrollable situation over here. Oh, really, Elizabeth? That's funny. Yep. Her name was Aunt Mary Perry. I never met her. I never met grandparents. I was born late in my parents' life by comparison to the way, compared to today, it would not be considered late. But for the time in which my parents were having their family, it was not well accepted that you would have a baby in your 40s. Of course, people weren't, actually living as long then either. So that's probably one reason they discouraged people having children in their 40s. I'm just guessing at that. I don't know. I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. I really don't. I really don't. So don't assume that I'm telling you anything particularly truthful. Okay, I need to squeeze the paint out of my brush here and go to a different brush for a second. So what are you guys doing today? Are you doing something while you're watching me, or are you just watching? I hope you're enjoying a wonderful day. Even if it is a day of distraction, that's still a wonderful day, right? Oh, I got a funny story to tell you. This morning I came in the studio. The cats live in the studio. And I take them out of the studio, but they don't generally go out of the studio unless I take them places. So I will take them and take them into the rest of the house, but they don't have free run in the house. And that was by design, because I didn't know for sure if I could live with Siamese cats. I had always had what I thought was a bad allergy to Siamese cats. Although I had regular cats, every time I was around one of my sister's cats, she had 2 Siamese cats, my chest would close up. I mean, to the point that, it was like, there was one time that I was like, we were moments away from me being sent to the hospital. It was that, that serious. Turns out, down the road, I think I was allergic to the sister, not the cats, but that's another story. That's another story. Anywho, moving right along. So I came in this morning and, did all the stuff to take care of the cats. And then I sat down on the floor, and especially when Charlie was feeling so bad, he loved it when I would sit on the floor, because he'd crawl up in my lap, because he just, he felt so bad. Well, he still thinks that he should crawl up in my lap, and so he did that. And then after he got his fill of lap time, then he took off and crawled back up in the window. And I was watching the Clarity Stamp video from this morning. Barbara Gray, so I was watching that. And I've told you that Chance loves, and I do mean loves, my iPhone. He loves YouTube. He loves cat games. Charlie, not so much. He doesn't care so much. Chance loves cat games. That's a YouTube channel. Well, because I was watching Barbara Gray, and she was drawing, or I think she was coloring in the image that she had drawn. I think that's what she was doing today. And her hands were moving quite a lot. And I tell you what, that cat stayed glued to my iPhone the entire time. He sat right there, moving his head back and forth, back and forth. And if her hands went off the screen and then came back in, oh, he was just like in heaven. It was like, oh. Then he'd look under the phone to see, if her hand was under the phone. It was so funny. Golly, he's a funny cat. He's not just funny, he's weird, He's a weird cat. As is evidenced by the fact that he knows when I'm going to stream on Fridays. He does not really bother me any other day, but Friday, boy, he is right here. He is ready to get on the table, and he is not having it any other way. All right. You're looking kind of like a bandito. Okay, Race, thanks. Thanks for being here. Thank you very much for being here. I know this is probably just way, 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 way boring for the Race Man. I need a different brush, but this is the one I got. Painting in a book is a little bit on the challenging side. Surprising, huh? But base coating, and I said this when I showed painting the Santa figure, one of Clausman's Santa figures, which, by the way, if anybody is interested in any of Clausman's carvings, it's a good time to do that. Okay, what did I do with my brush? Hold the fort. I lost a brush. There it is. Hit the floor. The base coating is a critically important step. Your painting will only be as good as the base coat. Just like when you paint a wall, your overall outcome is only going to be as good as the priming coat. So it takes time to do a base coat. It really takes time. And sometimes if I don't control the brushes very well, I have to go back and clean things up and all that, but is what it is. Got to take your time. Hi, Alicia. Good to see you. All right, I'm just going to paint with this itsy tiny brush. So if you decide you want to participate in the challenge, which I do hope you do, and you want to change the image a little bit, it just needs to be recognizable still recognizable and still have his glasses on. But put on a hat, add some accessories, give him some jewelry. He probably wouldn't appreciate it if you changed him into a girl, but we won't tell him. We won't tell him. It's okay. He won't mind. Okay, so there is the mask of his face. I think we'll do his little chin down here. We'll do it also. All the guys in your life have earrings in both ears. There you go. I'm just cleaning my brush out a little bit. So I'm going to paint this little chin down here. Purple glasses, you say, huh? So if we get him base coated on the head today, that will be good. That will be good. So I'll stay here long enough that we can do that, and then, whoops, I painted right over his mouth. That was not my intention. I only intended to paint his chin. I'll have to put his mouth back in, or his tongue, or whatever it is. Okay. So, don't you love that? I hate it when I do that. When I say so I'm trying to break myself of that habit. Let's put a little bit of melon in his ear. Let's see, do I want melon or do I want this color? I'm going to use melon. It's brighter. For the inside of his little ear. And I'm going to deviate from the image a little bit. Get a different brush here. Poor brushes. I keep threatening to get some new brushes. I've threatened to get new brushes for several years. Yep. And then I don't do it. Okay. So we're going to change the pattern a little bit. I'm going to make the inside of his ear come that far. Okay. The year that I'm just stream of consciousness. When I do this stuff, it's just like whatever pops in my head. That's what I start talking about. When I did my granddaughter's quilt, she was graduating from the university, and she graduated summa cum laude, or summa cum laude, however you want to pronounce it, and which is no small accomplishment. And if you knew what this young lady had been through, you would certainly understand what an amazing accomplishment. She was valedictorian of her high school graduating class. Then she went on to graduate summa cum laude from the University of Missouri. And I felt like she needed to be well honored with that. And my mother made a quilt for everybody, all the girls in the family, when they graduated usually from high school. Well, my mom had passed away, so she didn't do that, and honestly, I didn't even think about it. I don't know why, but I didn't. didn't think about doing a quilt for her when she graduated from high school. And so, and certainly valedictorian was a worthwhile reason to honor that accomplishment. Anyway, so the tradition in our family was the Sunbonnet Sue quilt, and that went back to my mother's Aunt Mary, because she made this wonderful Sunbonnet Sue. We always, oh, all right, what is that in his eye? Fuzz. Okay, that's good. Thought I had messed up. I gotta paint his muzzle here. Let's paint his muzzle. Paint his muzzle this color. What's this color? Turquoise blue. We always called it the Sunbonnet Baby. But when I was a little girl, that quilt, that Sunbonnet Baby quilt, was what I got to take my naps under. I mean, it was the best quilt ever. I have that quilt, as a matter of fact. And so then my mother decided at some point, I think it was when I graduated from my college, she made me a new Sunbonnet Girl quilt, Sunbonnet Baby, Sunbonnet Sue, whatever you want to call it. She made that quilt for me. She and one of my sisters did. And at that point in time, one of the predominant fabrics was double knit. Tells you how long ago that was. And she used a lot. I sewed a lot, made a lot of my clothes, and she used a lot of the scraps from my clothes to make the dresses on the Sunbonnet Babies. And she ended up making the quilt twice, because the first time those polyester, those double knits were all polyester. Hotter than thunder. God, that was hot fabric. Hot outfits. Whew. But anyway, they didn't hold up. You know, they just didn't. You'd think that they'd wear like iron, but they didn't on a quilt. And so anyway, I digress. Anyway, my mother decided that it was a good idea to make quilts for all the girls in the family, of which there is a plethora of daughters, granddaughters, nieces, blah, blah, blah. But my granddaughter was, she was too young for my mom to get in on the Sunbonnet Baby quilt. So we were looking through pictures one time. This is when my granddaughter was still in school. She would come over every Sunday for dinner. And she would do her laundry here. And we were looking through pictures this one time she was here, one Sunday. And she saw a picture of her mother, who was my stepdaughter. She was looking at a picture of her, and she had this quilt. And she said, "Where's that quilt?" Or why does she have that quilt, I think is what she said. And I said, well, my mother was called Nani, and to the kids. And I said, well, Nani made that quilt for her. And she said, well, where is that quilt? And I said, sweetheart, I don't know. You're going to ask your mom. So she did. She asked her mom, and her mom had some crazy answer about the quilt. He's cute. I like him. Oh, good, Deborah. Good. I'm glad. So anyhow, all right, now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with his face. I think I'm going to do his face in this light blue color. I think that's what I'm going to do. What is this color? Whispering turquoise? No. Maybe this color. Bahama blue. Oh, lovely color. I love Bahama blue. Clausman, can you hear me? If you can, could you bring me some tea or a glass of water? If you can't, if he doesn't, I'll go get it myself. I'm not sure whether he can hear me or not. Because I'm running out of coffee and my throat is in need. Oh, I need some new paints. I'm telling you, I need some new paint. I've got some gloopy gloops. Some gloopy gloops. Look, gloopy gloops. Look. Paint gloops. I think I'm going to have some more. Anyway, so let's see. What was I telling you? Yeah, so we were looking at pictures this one night. We were looking for pictures for some specific purpose. And she ran across that picture, and we had this whole discussion about why her mother had that quilt. And I told her the tradition of our family was, that was what my mom did. And my mother would quilt. My mother would make the quilts, and then she and my father would quilt them. They had they actually borrowed the quilt frame from a neighbor lady who was quite a quilter. And she lived across the street from us. She was my adopted grandmother. Getting sloppy, Barb, getting sloppy. And so they would sit and I just thought, looking back on it, that was such an abnormal thing. But at the time, because that was what my parents were doing, it seemed perfectly logical, perfectly normal. It's like I thought everybody's parents did that. I didn't know there was anything unique about my parents sitting at a quilt frame and hand quilting a quilt. And not only did they quilt one, they quilted many quilts. Because as I said, there were numerous girls in the family. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I definitely needed it.
It's hot.
Okay. Thank you so much. Look at that. Fresh tea. Bengal spice. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, so let's come up here and let's do the rest of his face up here. So anyway, when I told her that, it never occurred to me until I happened to see, I was, just telling the story and looking at the pictures and stuff. Never occurred to me that would be, I won't say it was upsetting, but sad for her, my granddaughter. Because she realized then that, of course, she wasn't going to get a quilt because my mother was already gone. And, not only was she not going to get a quilt, she wasn't going to have a quilt that was quilted by my parents and so forth, because both of them were gone. And see if I can keep my hands out of this. Oops. Sorry. Sometimes I get sometimes I don't look at the screen so much, and the next thing I know, I'm like drifting off. I need a bell that rings every time I drift off the screen. It's a bit of a challenge to keep everything where you guys can see it. Let's see. Let me see if I can do a little better job. There we go. Okay. Put the tea over here. Put the this over there. Okay. So anyway, when I realized in that moment, somewhere in those moments of being with her, how much that was causing her to feel sadness. I thought, I was talking to my friend, the one that's the quilter that writes quilt books, the traditional quilter, the very traditional quilter. And I said, I'm afraid I'm going to have to make a quilt. I'm afraid I'm going to have to make one of these quilts. And she said, my friend said, oh, without a doubt. I'm like, oh, man. Because, I was so busy with so many other things, right? So I started collecting fabrics. I collected a whole bunch of 30s reproduction fabrics. And my friend helped me. She had the die set. She had the AccuCut die cutter, and she had the die set. Why? I'm not really sure. I think maybe she bought it just for this particular situation, to help me out, to encourage me to actually do this quilt. And so we had that, so I wasn't going to have to hand cut all the pieces, all the appliques, and then she drafted or told me how big to make everything, because she had the quilt program, electronic quilt program, so that you plug in the numbers and all that. And the first thing she came up with, now my mom, the quilts that she made, I think she had 12 of the Sunbonnet Girls babies. They were the baby style. And she had, I think, 12, because my mom modeled all the quilts she did after the one that her aunt did. And when my friend first told me, kind of what her thought was about this quilt, she had something like, I don't know, it was like 40 some babies or something. I'm like, I about had a stroke. I kid you not, I about had a stroke. I'm like, what planet are you from? Because I know you're not from Earth. You have lost your mind. Totally lost your mind. And so we compromised, and I don't remember how many babies we did on it, but we compromised. Anyway, I started that quilt in November because my friend got sick or something and we couldn't get together. She was going to help me, and she's the one that had the die. And so we were going to get together, and we couldn't get together. Hey, Jan. Sorry, I just looked over. Hi, Lorraine. I just looked over. Obviously, I haven't been watching the chat. Anyway. Yes. What was I saying? We finally got together. I think it was the second weekend at a quilt retreat in November. And she graduated 6 weeks later. 6 weeks. Do you hear me, people? 6 weeks for a queen-size quilt. And you know what? I got it done. I got it done. 6 weeks. It was like a record. It's like a record. I have never done anything so fast in my life. And did it, it turned out, I don't know what the quilt looks like now, because I don't know, I'm sure it looks fine. I haven't asked her how it's turned out. Because she's now married and doesn't live here in the area anymore. 6 weeks. I journaled it, and then later I made her a book. I have the pictures in my computer here. Sometime maybe I'll get them out and show them. It really ended up to be a nice quilt. I did have someone else machine quilt it, somebody who took absolute pity on me. It was like my friend called in every favor to help me. So her her machine quilter, who is an award-winning machine quilter, quilted it, and then I bound it. I got it and squared it up and bound it, and the whole bit. I was putting the last stitches in the binding the night before she graduated. That's how close we came. It was truly so beautiful. Race isn't here, Lorraine, but Clausman is. Race has come and gone. 6 weeks. I'm not kidding you. I don't know. I don't dare try and show it to you. And I don't dare try and switch over to my computer and find it and show it to you at this point. I'll try to show it to you. Maybe I'll do that next week. I'll make a note. I'll make a note to myself and see if I can do it. I'm making a note. Okay, we'll see if I can manage to do that. Anywho, let's go back here. Yeah, I think he's looking kind of cute. All right, I'm going to paint the rest of his face and then his glasses, and then we're going to call it a day for today. And then I'll base coat the rest of him in this week, and we'll paint the rest of him next week. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I just, sometimes I get a wacky idea in my head and go, okay, well, I think that I want to do something like X, and this is the X that it was, so that you could see, if you choose to participate in the challenge, which I definitely hope that you do, that you can change it up. Doesn't have to look like a Siamese cat. It's still going to look like Charlie, as long as you maintain some of the basic shapes and stuff. It's still going to look like him, right? Of course it is. Of course it is. Okay, down here we're going to go and paint in the rest of his little... He's going to be a pop art Charlie. Pop art. He'll be an Andy Warhol Charlie. But when we gave the quilt to our granddaughter, she was here by herself. We had gone, the whole day was just a wonderful day with her. I mean, it was just the most incredible day with her that day when she graduated. Of course, I felt like I'd gone to school with her. I hadn't at all, but I felt like I had. Because every semester it was like, okay, what classes are you taking this semester? She had some very, very difficult life things happen when she was going to school, and so it's like and I told her, I said, if I have to come and pick you up and take you to school and sit there with you, this is your ticket out. And this is what's going to happen. You are going to get this degree because this is what you need to do. And so if I have to do that with you, that is exactly what I will do. But you are going to finish, So I was kind of her accountability partner in some ways during that time, What are you doing? What's okay? What assignments? She graduated in occupational therapy, and she did it was a 5-year program or 5.5, maybe 5.5. Anyway, when she was finished with this program, she had her master's, bachelor's and master's degrees. And so anyway, when she graduated, her bachelor's program was where she graduated summa cum laude. And then she went right, some of her classes straddled the undergrad program and the graduate program. So anyway, she, I think, was already in her first semester of her graduate program when she actually graduated with her undergrad degree, which probably doesn't make any sense to anybody, but it makes sense to me. So anyway, she came over. She was by herself after graduation. And we had the quilt wrapped up and cards and stuff. And just the two of us were here with her. And she opened the box and the cards and all. And I have never seen her completely speechless, but she was completely speechless that night. And I'll probably never be able to tell you this without crying, but anyway. So the first thing she did after she opened it up and looked at it is, told you, wrapped herself up in it. And we sat on the couch together. And she was wrapped up in it, and she shared a little bit with me. And we talked. For hours. It was so worth it. It was so worth it. So people, if you ever get those inklings of something, to do something special for somebody like that, where you get that thing where you go, oh goodness, don't tell me I'm going to have to make a quilt. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And I'd do it in 5 weeks if I had to, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. So if you get one of those, universe messages kinds of things, don't ignore it. Okay, don't ignore it. You'll be glad you did it. Okay, look at him. He's cute. His poor little nose is ugly. I'm going to have to change that color. That is ugly. And that green. Whew. Let me see this other green I've got. I wonder if this green's any better. Let's try this one. I know. I'm such a... Oh, gosh. My ability to not cry is non-existent. It doesn't exist, people. It just doesn't exist. Oh my goodness, I'm an emotional person. All right, this is another color. This is another brand of citron. All his nose looked like was like it was crusted over with snot, and we can't have that, although that's kind of what he is at the moment. Especially right now, do I value that time that we spent together and those memories? Oh my gosh. It's been almost a year since we've seen her. And my goodness, I'm so grateful that I have all that, all that time that we spent together and everything. Oh, I'm so grateful for that. Time is a funny thing. Don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. I'm glad some of you cry with me, because then I don't feel quite so goofy. Okay, maybe that'll be better. We'll see once it dries down. Of Crying is a cleansing thing. It is. Oh, goodness. Look how cute he is. I think he's adorbs. I think he's adorbs. All right, I need to put a little bit of color up here where his hat goes around his head. He needs a little color up here just to make it fill in. So his hat looks like it's on his head. I hadn't thought about that memory in a while. I'm so glad I started talking about it. I needed that memory. I needed that memory. They come at just the right time, don't they? Okay, glasses. The thing was purple. Do you want purple metallic or purple purple? Bright purple? How about purple pizzazz? Don't you think, is that the right color? Purple pizzazz. Hi, Tracy. He's so mod. I know, he's so cute. Hi, Janice. I know. Oh, I am too. I'm such a crier. Metallic. Sharon says metallic. All right, let's see what I got. Let's see. What do I have? That's glitter. This is purple. My purple metallic is getting pretty low. Let's see. I have this purple. I have grape. I think it's metallic. It's dark. It's dark. This one is much brighter, but I don't think there's much in it. Purple metallic is what you guys are saying. All right. Well, let's see. How about this one? This is good. This is purple plum. Okay, we got it. We got it. Yes, we do. We got it. Metallic plum. I got you covered. I got you covered. Okay, here we go. I bet you just can't wait to see what his glasses look like on his face. Look what a difference. Look what a difference. Before, after. Okay, we're going to put purple. What did I say this was? Plum. We're going to put plum glasses on him. Now I got my nose running. You guys, I got my nose running. Everything is sad. It's a mess over here. It's a mess over here. Got a mess over here. We can always make it darker if it needs to be darker than what what this color is. We can always make it darker. Because here's the thing. It's just a little painting in an art journal. It's just a little painting in an art journal. It doesn't have to be perfection is not required. Perfection is highly overrated. Whoop. Watch your fingers. Most of it is dry, but as you recall, I just repainted his nose. So, those of you who are here, who might have just come in, we are doing a challenge. You'll see it coming up in the chat. Nightbot is our friend, and he's helping me out by putting the links in, so I don't have to keep doing that, thankfully. We're doing a challenge. The link is in the description box under the video. You'll find the information located in the Teespring store, where you can use one of our designs, either Muppet, the Muppet, or Chance, or Charlie, and you can put it on, you can get it on a tote bag or a mug or a pillow or a pouch, a zipper pouch, or whatever else. And you can alter or paint or embellish, or in other words, change it up as you wish. And you can do that, use one of the items from the Teespring store. You'll also see there, there's a little thing that says, what if I don't want to buy anything? You can click that link, or you can click that where it says show more, click that, and then you have to copy and paste the link into a browser. That'll take you over where you can download the image. So you can do that if you prefer. And the challenge is going to run through the end of December. And then you're going to send me, if you want me to share your image, if you'll send me a link or send the image to me, depending on how you send it, you can hashtag it or tag me on social media, preferred Twitter or Instagram. I'll go through all this stuff again later. I'm just giving you the overview. And then it's going to go through the end of December, and then I'm thinking probably the first Drama Free Friday in January, we will have a party and we'll show all the different challenge images. That'll be fun. We might even have some giveaways and stuff. I don't know. But it is a challenge. It is not a contest. Okay? It is a challenge. Which means nobody's going to judge it. If we do some giveaways, they'll be random draw, random luck. Dumb luck, in other words. But you can't win anything. You can't participate if you don't participate. Oh, you're cute, you little old funny looking guy. Now, if we need darker color, I'll let you guys kind of think about it. If you want darker color, I do have a darker purple, but it's not, I don't think it's metallic. This is about as dark as I have in the metallics in my possession. But it is very shiny. Clearly, I'm not looking at the chat at the moment. Boy, it takes longer to paint this stuff than you'd think. It really does. Once the face is done, the rest of it goes fairly quickly because the shapes are nice and big. But, if you can't recognize the person, if you don't see the personality, you have to do it slowly with the face, because that's where the personality lives. Anyway, so if you want to participate in the challenge, boy, I hope you do. Can't wait to see what you do. I don't know if I finished my thought earlier or sidetracked myself about the quiltshow.com, but they're the challenges that they have done there, and showing all the different pieces and quilts and stuff that people have done. It's been remarkable. Okay, there we go. All right, I think he's all painted in the top, his head and so forth. Okay. Hi, Debbie. Good, cool. We'll talk about it some more. Okay, what do you think? Do you think he looks okay so far? So far, so good. And the glasses are more of a lavender-ish color, but that's what we have. That's what the color I've got. And the suggestion was a dark green scarf. So the color of dark green that I have is, I have several dark green colors. This one is that metallic olive. I do have that. I do have some other dark greens, so we'll take a look. Maybe I'll use one of the other ones. Any hoot. Any hoot. He is cute, isn't he? Look. Look at him. Look at hims. Look at hims. I'll take the wax paper out so you don't have to look at that nastiness. All right, here he is in his other version, his sophisticated version. This is when he's gone to work. This is his working garb. And this is when he lets his hair down. It gets a little crazy. Yeah, isn't that funny? Okay. All right. So, stop saying that, Barb. I'm coming back to you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. Those of you who are watching the recording, I appreciate you watching. And don't forget, you can always fast forward to the parts that you don't want to see. You are blue, Barbara. You are blue. You have a wrench and you are blue. Shade Charlie party. Okay, that is the size of that. I don't have anything else to tell you. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope each and every one of you stay safe and sane. I'm here to help you do that. Come over to HowToGetCreative.com and we can help you fill your time with lots of classes too. Friends from Seattle, that's right. Okay, that is, pardon me. Okay, my voice has done everything it's going to do. It's getting ready to rebel, and so we're going to call it a day. So thank you for being here, and I will see you next week. And yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll see you next week. So remember to get creative today, because you know it's easy. I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.